Okay, so you guys ready? We're gonna start the role play now. So here, I'm going to let Evan go first because Jolene's her first time. So Evan,
Okay.
to present your for children.
Mm.
Why should children
Yeah.
get the vaccine first?
Yeah. I think children should get the vaccine first because of three reasons. Uh, the first one is that it is very important for our society to prevent the spreading of the virus. And if we can let the children get vaccine first, it can efficiently help our society to contain the virus. Because we know that children, most children, they do not have any symptom if they get the virus. So uh, if if the children they do not know they have the disease and just uh, um, they just go to a lot of place because we know children always like to go to play in a lot of different places, and they might not be aware of their um, uh, hygiene. For example, they might forget to wash their hands, and that's why I think if we do not let the children to get vaccine first, um, they will more easily to spread the virus because they do not know they get sick, and also they are seldom aware the hand hygiene. And the second, I think our country should care about the economy. And if we can let the children to get vaccine first, it can helpful in our economy. For example, if the children they get sick and the parents they had to care their children, so they may have to leave from their company, and it will influence their work and also influence the economy of our country. And the third, I think our society should care about the education of our children because children is our future. So it's very important to their children to get vaccinated because if they did not get vaccinated, if we found they have the virus, all the class in the school they have to stop, and also the children will more difficult to get back to um, get education during this period. Although some people say they can have the online class, but sometimes in the online class, a teacher is more difficult for them to care about a lot of students online. So I think uh, on the stand of the education, we should uh, allow the children to get vaccinated first. And that's why, according to the three reasons, I think children have to get vaccine first.
Okay, Jolene.
Mm, I thought children were low risk. I support the older adults should get the vaccine first because lots of data tell us that older people are the most likely to be severely ill and die from the virus, right? So as a group, they have the highest mortality rate. And as you and me, as we get older, our immune cell can become more difficult to activate in response to the nature aging process or other factors like chronic inflammation. Mm, so as a result, vaccine often don't protect older people as well as younger people. So it makes sense if we target this group, the old people population for vaccination, then we can then more life will be saved. And meanwhile, COVID-19 vaccine may be less effective for the elder people because their immune system decline naturally with their age, right? So, so making them perhaps less able to trigger the immune response after vaccination. So we should get the older people to get the vaccine first. And the children should, probably the second wave should be children get the vaccine in the second wave because the children are significant spreader of infection. And if a children is infected with the COVID, they need to be isolated and quarantined just like adult. So I just think as the children, their parents can't take care of them all day. That is why children maybe should get vaccinated in the second wave. Yeah, the teacher may be in the second wave of mass vaccination too.
Okay, Evan, what do you think about what Jolie was saying?
I think, yeah, I do not have a lot of comment, but I think if I choose, I think older people should get vaccine first, but it's a role play. Yeah, so I don't know, but maybe I think the point that you mentioned about is maybe I just want to maybe we can think about this issue. If the older people, you mentioned that the older people, the vaccine is less effective in the older people, and so I want to ask you why in this point we should allow the older people to get vaccine first, because if the vaccine is less effective on them, why not we let other people, they are more effective to the vaccine, to get the vaccine first?
As I know, the immune cell is hard to activate in all people because their immune system is not like a child, like a children or adult. But I don't know how to describe the reasons. We need to do more research to feedback to you
About the reason. Okay. Okay. So what do you guys think about this? So Jolene, do you think that you still support old people? You think your supporting points are better than Evan's? Or do you think that he has convinced you that children should be vaccinated first?
I support the older adults should get the vaccine first.
Okay, so you still support yourself?
Yes.
Okay, Evan, what do you think?
I think if we do not, if we don't know the real world data and we just according to what we talked about, I think I'll support children because
because you have children.
No, because I think if we based on the based on what based on the debate, I think because I only catch 1 or 2 points in your speech, so I think it might not be so convincing.
Okay, so you're talking about more of her argument and not really about.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but based on the real world data and what we know about the COVID-19, I'll support that the older people, they have to get vaccine first.
Okay, so what is it that Jolene can improve on from her debate so that maybe you will feel like you want to support hers?
Yeah. Excuse me, you say.
Yeah, so what is she lacking in her debate to be, how can you give her some advice to be more persuasive? Because this is her first time attending our debate. Because I know you're really good at it, right?
Yeah, because I think maybe you can organize your point better. For example, you can separate your point to 1, 2, 3, so I can know this time you're just talking about the first point and the second point, and each point I think you can you might have a more supporting sentence to your main point, to be more specific and more details. Yeah, and so what I catch about your point is only that because the older people, their their immune system is less their immune system is weaker than other adults, so they have to get vaccine first. And yeah, but but maybe I don't know, but I think maybe you can have more details about or why it is beneficial to our society if we give them first. For example, maybe in this point, I think I'll say, because I think everyone's life is important equally. So we cannot, because the older people, their immune system is weaker than other people, so we have to so we let other people to get vaccination first, and also because they are easier to be hurt or injured by the virus, so they have to get vaccine first. And for example, I'll say I'll use this way to describe my opinion. Yeah.
Okay, great. Because Evan has done a lot of practicing when we're talking about TOEFL. So he's very, very logical in the sense that, so when we're talking about debates, maybe you can start with like your introduction, right? I think that old people should get the vaccine first. And then here are 3 reasons why. And then you can list out your 3 reasons. And then you start to talk about it in more detail. So the first reason is this, right? Because maybe they have a higher rate of dying, or because their immune system is weaker. And then maybe you have one supporting sentence you can say about that, right? Like in the news, this, like old people have been dying, like mostly old people have been dying. So this sentence supports the sentence that we're talking about, the reasoning of old people have really weak immune systems, right? So then that's your ideas or your reasonings will feel very logical because it's already supported. And then the second point is this, and then support it. Third point is this. Okay, so your whole thing is going to be a very concrete structure so that when other people hear what you're saying, they're like, oh, okay, I know your first, second, third. So I'm going to try to persuade you because maybe I think your first reasoning is wrong because I think children have weaker immune system. And how can I prove that compared to old people? Okay, so these are different ways of how debates actually happen. And that's why it's so interesting. You need to try to find ways to support your idea and try to persuade other people about it. And sometimes it's more of opinion, right? It's more opinionated. So using your opinions and how to persuade other people's opinions. And I think that's really important. Something that when you're in business world is negotiation, right? So these are different methods that I think is really useful and could be daily life or could be in the business setting. Okay, great. So I think this was a really great class. For next month, do you guys want to have it at 9 o'clock instead of 9:30? What do you guys think about the time? Or do you like this time?
I'm okay. 9 or 9:30 is all available.
Okay, Jolene, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer 9 or 9:30?
I'm not sure.
It's okay. Well, we'll talk about it and then so let me know. And then I will send you guys the recording of today's lesson and also the material for next class. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you guys. You guys have any questions?
Bye-bye.
No questions?
No.
Okay. See you guys next class then. Bye.